Yeah, I really like it. They went for Sky Temple 2, which is not the most common map in China, because I do want to say that macro play on this map is so important. Timing your temples, prioritizing objectives, knowing...
You haven't played it.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
how common it is. So I haven't won on it, but that's sure. It's not winning is still experience, whereas SPT, not played it at all. That's how rare this map is here.
And that could be due to some good scouting and analyzing their team, their opponents very well. So maybe SOA's like, you know what, we know that SPT has never played on that map before in HGC China, so let's try to exploit that weakness and potentially face them on a battleground they don't feel comfortable on. So I really, really like it. Let's see.
Let us see indeed. With SPT, with the first ban coming in here. It is so weird just seeing SOA, who have looked so good for the entire season.
Yeah.
This isn't so much a damnment of SOA. This is more of a just show of just how good Super Perfect Team is at the moment.
Absolutely. And just
really
look at the team fights we had in game 1. Despite being 2 levels down, SOA was never really getting annihilated, fully team wiped. It was always just a slow and painful death. Losing a member here, losing a member there. It was never like there was bam, 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 immediate 5-man team wipe. So they definitely have what it takes to stall out those fights a little bit longer. If they don't fall behind early on, they can actually face SPT head on in those team fights. They just need to survive the early game.
So, Globals immediately, the Dahaka. I would not be too surprised for SOA to pick up a false start quite early, or at least at some point in their draft, get that counter global, or even an Abathur. The thing is, Abathur is so good and makes comps so powerful, and yet we don't see him picked very early from a lot of teams.
Exactly. Abathur can definitely be a viable factor here on Sky Temple, especially if combined with heroes like Greymane. Malthael could work. Illidan, of course, those guys are best buddies for life. Which route is SOA going to go on? Let's see. Uther's out of the way. I like that quite a bit. They go for the Greymane. Okay. That's one requirement met. And they go for the Anub Reg as well. This time, I like the Anub way more than I did last time against that Uther.
Yep, very much like that indeed. Right now, it appears the chat have gone on to NA memes. They have to happen at least once a day.
Show some respect on the national holiday at least, guys. Come on.
Exactly.
How dare you?
July, guys. And on this fact, yes, Roll20 did take a game off Korea with that with the one comp that they have that's super good, and Roll20 definitely looking solid. Although they did already lose against Gale Force earlier in HGC America, which was really interesting to see. Actually, Gale Force bringing it back.
Gale Force Esports over there in NA is actually a rising star. I want everybody to really follow that team as they gain more and more synergy. Keep in mind they have. With King Caffeine and K1 Pro, they have 2 new players in the roster that, between them two, they have good synergy, but it always takes a while to get 2 new players fit into the whole team as a whole. So,
yeah. And of course, they have our favorite 4th guy fan coming in here.
By the way,
great job of mid-season brawl.
I wanted to basically confirm that I loved Fan's performance as an analyst. The replay analysis he gave to us was just absolutely amazing and easily one of my most favorite people to ever work at a Heroes of the Storm tournament. Really, really solid.
Likewise here. So, Cassia banned out here. She would have been a great hero to combine with the Castor and whatever support they ended up picking. So far, support's been kind of neglected, as in main ones at least.
Alright. So, the Arthas once again. Are we going to see Zul again? I highly doubt it. Simply because,
yes, map, surely.
I mean, you would basically have to go for a solo support Tacitor because you still need another assassin, or like a double support Zul, which is just unheard of. And on this map, let's face it, on Sky Temple, he's not necessarily known to have the greatest of impacts.
Yeah, that would be less than ideal. The Abathur ban coming in here from Super Perfect Team, very nice, very solid here. Like we said, same logic, can't really be picked up by Super Perfect Team because they already have a double tank and a secondary support, so that would mean that they basically were going with a 0 assassin composition with Abathur just basically sitting on Arthas, which would be hilarious, but very kiteable.
Exactly. Now, SOA, they have plenty of good heroes to choose from. Malthael, once again available. It didn't really make that big of a difference last time, so I'm a little bit hesitant to confirm that they're going to pick it again. Also, but then again, against Double Warrior, against Arthas in particular, it can be really, really solid still. They go for Oriole though. That probably indicates that we're going to see a strong ranged assassin. There we go. The Vala taken away from SPT, and now all of a sudden, there's not really a whole lot left to benefit from that double support Tasser. Maybe a Zul'jin?
They can't melee, they need a ranged, so which range can they pick that will work?
Zul'jin is left. Jimmy in an utopia of worlds, we might get the Rainer, but
I wouldn't hate Rainer due to him being a little bit safer than Zul'jin. He has a bit of CC resistance on his own. Doesn't need as much burst healing because he is a little bit tougher to kill and pick a healer like Brightwing and get a bit of global potential.
Lunara could still be a thing. Oh, they go for the Tracer.
That's fine. I like that.
Take it off, Tetcher.
Take it off. Tracer in HGC China off the list.
For the first time.
Nice to see indeed. Unless they're going to bring up stats for Tracer, and we're going to realize that she was played, and I just forgot to take her off the list at some point. Well, Brightwing at least. So Brightwing has been picked.
Insert sad violin music here. Yep.
Zarya to finish up as the secondary support slash tank slash secondary tank player, of course, for Uncle G. But yeah, the Tracer, I like that. So they basically have a big old strong front line, and Tracer's just going to be constant harassment.
And guys, we completely forgot about Tracer. We forgot to mention her in the draft because she's not a common sight. She's not even remotely popular in China. And as such, it is what we assume to be the first appearance of Tracer ever in China. Now, can SPT make it work? If there was a team that I would give the benefit of the doubt to, it would be SPT, because they are the magicians. They are the ones that introduce and invent new stuff, even in a highly exotic region like China. So for the first time, supported by Tasser, her best buddy for life. The Brightwing here as well, also providing strong sustained healing. Also, keep in mind guys, this is the new Brightwing, the reworked Brightwing. The Pixie Dust, much more powerful right now. It is a live server after all the Chinese teams are playing on. Tetcher, this is going to be one hell of a second game here between SPT and SOA.
It really is going to be a marvelous game. The new nickname, the List Busters of Super Perfect Team, coming in with another new
List Busters.
I ain't afraid of no list. We see. But yeah, a Tracer comp coming in for them. A little bit more of a Western style or a Korean style, something that China just haven't gone with very often, but they are bringing it out. And let's see if it is at the same level. I would like to honestly see there's not a huge amount of CC, so I wouldn't hate to see just a full TP build Brightwing, just with all the phase shield, just to keep that Tracer nice and healthy. But we will have to see as we prepare and load into the game.
The more shields, the merrier the Tracer. It's an old saying in Heroes of the Storm. I love how Tank Ovo always keeps looking at the camera. He's just such a cool guy. My favorite player. Please, don't make me regret going for a 1-1 prediction here. But ladies and gentlemen, we're traveling to Sky Temple. It is going to be all or nothing here for SOA. Can they get 1 point at least? Or are they going to go down 0-2 to the mighty team that is SPT? Damn it, I lost it this time. I lost the staring contest. SPT
I was actually eating a sandwich
on the left-hand side.
The time.
Here we go. Shame on you, Quinn Zhao on the Tracer. For the first time in China, Melody C on Tasser, Misaka on his Arthas, Wings on the Dahaka, and ZZH on the Brightwing.
Whereas on the right-hand side, it is SOA. We have Fei on the Ariel, Uncle G on the Zarya, Tank Ovo on the Vala, Spark BZ on a Nubrak, and Shy is on the Greymane.
Be a Shy guy. Oh, that brings me back to my childhood memories. I think you might actually be a little bit too young, Tetcher, to remember the song Shy Guy by the name of the lovely singer. It was it Diana Ross? I think it was.
I am aware of Diana Ross, but I'm not aware of the song Shy Guy. The only Shy Guy I know is the one from Mario Kart.
Here we go. Now,
and I know from Mario Kart and not its original source, it's probably made that far worse for the audience. So either way, Tracer moving in, just a little bit of dancing around for the moment. She does not have the extra plasma drain, the leeching plasma from Tassadar yet. Needs a little bit more of that. Needs to get to level 4 before she's going to get that big health regen. Brightwing, though, with the TP cooldown reduction, so there's a chance that we will see that full teleport build.
Did you see the prediction skills by Tank Ovo on the Vala here? He actually aimed his Hungering Arrows so that would hit Tracer one step ahead, because he was basically expecting her to use a dash or a blink. And that was so cool to see. I'm not sure if it was intentional or because he was misaiming, luckily. Okay, Tank Over, that's not how you play against a Tracer Tassadar comp. You don't want to vault into them. Oh boy, I was giving you so much credit, and then the Caster Curse Tetcher. What are you supposed to do against it?
Against the Caster Curse?
Yep.
Usually attempt to become a pro player and then re-become a caster after that. That's how you do it, because then even if the Caster Curse happens, you can claim I'm a pro player, therefore you are wrong. And the player was wrong doing this.
I love it. I'm loving it. It's the only way to spell it. Now, at least Tank Ovo can't lose any stacks here on the Vala. He struggled a little bit in last game when he played the KT, but we don't want to bash on him too much, because overall SOA has been doing a pretty okay job here in the bottom lane. And I love the macro game they're pulling off here. They're pushing hard in that bottom lane. They're saying like, okay, middle is not really something we can contest anymore. We're maintaining control over the top temple, which is normally the slightly more important one anyway, because you're going to have a stronger mercenary push afterwards. So they're holding strong here. They're not really falling behind too much here. Greymane now needs to be careful, though. We see Arthas and Brightwing closing in.
Yeah, Brightwing even TPing the very short distance to get to Greymane. Tracer comes up too. They abandoned the rest of the shots in the mid lane in exchange for the shots in the top lane. Looks like they're actually going to get both, as we see Dahak, we see Anubrak zoned out. Meantime, though, bot lane is wrecked.
Absolutely fantastic performance here by SOA. They might be able to get this keep or retreat in time. Looks like they're going to retreat.
The minions should get the kill, I think, barely. But Vala, good vault this time, but Tracer so hard to escape from. Like a ranged Illidan, she will chase you down forever. And she's able to pick up 2 kills for her team on the Ariel and the Vala.
Very interesting to see that despite the nerfs to both the Templars Will at level 1 and the Kala's Embrace at level 4, Tassadar players still tend to go for the same build. But I can't really blame them too much, especially with a Tracer who is such a quick attack animation and attack speed. You're going to get tons of value from the Life Leech, which is still 75% is still like super good for the likes of Tracer. And we see a full teleport build. We talked about it. Not even going for cleanse here against the likes of Anubrak.
But that's
very
basically
cool.
it.
Yeah,
it's just a Nubarak, a little bit of knockback from Ariel, and I guess Expulsion Zone, maybe Raid Avengers. So the CC is very low here. Tracer also sticking with the Chinese theme of, yeah, we'll play your meta, but we'll do it our way. And level 7 going for bullet time. Basic attacks lower the cooldown of Blink. This is almost never picked anywhere else. It's Jumper or Spatial Echo almost constantly. Goodbye, the Zarya here. And SPT picking up yet another kill.
When Zhao, man, he becomes quite the menace here. We talked about Zhuyu from CE. We talked about good on the side of Eastern, but Quinn Zhao, man, SPT have their own ranged assassin monsters in their ranks. Really impressive. The Vala last game, insane damage numbers. The Tracer continues to be such a thorn in SOA's side here that they don't seem to have found a remedy. It's just really hard to keep her in check.
Yeah, she is so strong. Like you said, you need some kind of targeted lockdown, and they don't have that. So SOA on the back foot for the moment. Spark BZ actually getting outlaned by Dahaka pretty badly. Dahaka is the superior bug lizard thing / robot right now. But for now, in fact, they're both robots right now, so neat. At least there's some synergy there. As Wings trying to harass in. Guess what? Xin Zhao's getting more kills.
Yep, and I really like this counter pick Tracer to the Vala double support-ish type of composition that SOA has, because guess what? Tracer is one of the biggest bullies in the Nexus, and if you bully and harass the main DPS source once again, I mean, it could potentially be Greymane, but Vala is just normally just more reliable as a hook target, but if you take out and constantly pressure the Vala, there's nothing Oriel will be able to do. And as such, you can see it. Oriel cannot really keep the Vala alive because all she does is run away and shy now. The next guy to fall SPT, man, those rotations are everywhere. And with those strong rotations heroes like Brightwing, the Haka, we basically see an almost Fnatic comp on Sky Temple, right? It's very similar to the way Fnatic played against Dignitas in the finals at the midseason brawl.
It really is. SPT, they are learning. They're continuing to become better and better as they're stealing mercenaries, stealing shots, taking bot lane down as the fort shall fall from those final shots. And with some siege giants, bot lane is under serious duress. They're even taking the boss right now, although Misaka actually getting body blocked by the tornado. But Greymane should scout this if he doesn't spend too much time. No, he's going to spend the time killing the mercenary camp, but he has no idea.
And even if they knew, what are they going to do about it? They don't have level 10 just yet, and there is so much disengage coming in on the side of SPT as well. The Arthas can zone out, the Haka can drag someone out of the platform, and of course you have the double support, the Archon, which is so strong in those narrow choke points because of that AoE splash damage. So I'm not even sure if SOA didn't know about it. I think they knew about it, but they were like, hey, nothing we can do about it anyway, so let's try to get at least some mercenaries and soak to 10. 10 has now arrived though. And we see Curse Bullet, Crystal Aegis, nothing out of the ordinary. I like it.
Yeah, everything fairly standard overall. Let's see what they can make of it. A noob coming in finds nothing. Dimensional shift, blink, and blink heal. You ain't catching anything.
In those situations, I wonder, Tetra, why use Expulsion Zone when you have Cocoon? Like, not only is Cocoon a lot safer to drop, it also has a longer casting range. So it's much safer to use in the first place. So maybe miscommunication. Maybe Uncle G and the Zarya wanted to go in. Maybe Anubrak didn't want to go in.
Maybe. Not sure. Not sure either way. Tracer with the bullet spray. A bit more of a standard talent there. Couple stutters, but nothing too bad for now. Shy chasing wings away, but he is speed hacker for the moment. So he is able to easily escape by just tipping that throws a camp bush. And we see Anubrak is scouted. This time does get a knock-up. Tassadar decides he might want to go into the backline, changes his mind here, gets the shield. He's not their Tracer. He can't get those healing shields on. Pops the Archon, though. The AoE attacks. Tracer comes in, parting gifts on.
Whoa, this fight is a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Turn it round. And yeah, it was very close, and Tracer does get dropped.
Very nicely done by SOA, despite a couple of, misplays, I feel. For example, the Rain of Vengeance was not landed perfectly after the Cocoon expired, so there could have definitely been a lot more CC follow-up. Dehaka lives for now. He's just the race car that everyone knows him to be. Even the speed barrier by Zari was not enough to allow Greymane to chase, but hey, SOA actually taking out the main carry, the main DPS source, and as such, they're not afraid to continue fighting.
Indeed, the Super Perfect team aren't afraid either as they shred Orange. Dehaka continuing to chase forwards, Brightwing teleporting back in. Tracer is on the way from base, but they've already picked up 2 kills. And in the last fight, not the one we just saw, but the actual one where Tracer actually Tracer died, the biggest issue there is I think Tastar misplayed that a little bit. He went to used the dimensional shift as if he wanted to go into the backline to sort of get a behind the lines Archon. But he then changed his mind, realizing Tracer couldn't get there with him, and as such was out of position to be able to drop the shields. Goodbye, Tankovo. There's no way you're living this.
Nope. That was not a fair fight to begin with, because of course SPT's reinforcements had arrived. But even in a one-on-one, in a straight-up one-on-one, Tracer should always be able to outmaneuver and outplay you. So, yeah, not the best games for Tankovo, but he's having a rough time because of all the pressure that SPT applies in general. So, can they at least maintain control over the final shots here of that middle temple? Misaka still going in. The Curse Bullet not really doing too much.
The Cocoon has been used on Brightwing. She is not available for the protection right now, but Tracer is being left kind of unattended, getting good damage. The bullet spray gets good value. He just keeping it alive, keeping Faye alive for the moment though, trying to micro around, trying to keep herself safe, dodging all the damage, but the AoE from Arthas is too much here, and they are shredding through this. Just Valor. She is out of range, so she's not going to get taken out here, but either way, that is 4 kills going over to Super Perfect team, and they're going to be able to move down and take that bot temple.
Yeah, and once again, Tetra, a 4-level lead here for a blue team, for a Super Perfect team. They are looking absolutely indomitable, no matter what SOA brings to the table. This time, they're the ones going for the double support Vala comp. Last game, it was SPT. Like, they tried to use They tried to make SPT taste their own medicine with that Vala hyper carry comp, but they just can't make it work so far because Zarya, once again, I don't think she offers enough protection. Compare Zarya to the Tassadar, for example. Tassadar so far gets way more value with those strong auto attackers, the life leech, the movement speed slow from his auto attacks, the ulti, which is much more impactful than the explosion zone, and yet another team fight about to break out.
Good expulsion zone this time. Cocoon, once again, zoning Tracer out as the rest of SOA try to kill off someone, but they couldn't get down because all they could find was Arthas. So they once again have to pull back. They hit 13. They've only just hit 13 as level 17 is about to be hit for Super Perfect Team as they look for another kill.
Yeah, and now we have, of course, the Psystorm talent available that lowers the physical armor of all targets standing in it. You saw 4 purple shields here for SOA, and that, of course, makes Tracer even deadlier as they fight on the bridge, and this is where SOA needs to hold.
Tracer getting those consistent shields, chasing down Spark. Spark escapes, though, nice and sneaky. Dahaka in danger. Tracer moving in to try and at least get a revenge kill. And Dahaka gets out. Tracer not able to pick up a kill. SOA, good job staying alive this time.
Hangover also dropping a nice spray there while chasing. Exceptional micro management skills here. Really well done. Now, can they catch SPT though? Shy gets a little bit too bold, but the Cocoon hits. And do they have the follow-up? CC, what are you doing? Okay, good, good.
It is Tassadar, aka the person who's got the best chance of getting away from this.
No.
Timing isn't... Oh my god, are you serious?
They don't even chase him down.
Mess up the knock-up, and Tassadar just jukes him. They can't chase him down. He sneaks away. And SOA just using this opportunity to go for the boss, getting something out of this.
Yeah, it was basically like a mini kill on Tassadar here. He was forced to teleport back, so that takes a while for him to reappear here. However, double global is really good, Tetcher, and SPT are fighting here on the boss platform.
Arthas and Dahaka moving in. Nice expulsion zone though to deny. Tracer trying to move around to find Ariel, but she's getting zoned by the boss tornado. She can't get in.
Arthas falls!
Doing some good damage. Arthas falls, but so does Ariel. Greymane trying to get out of range as Tracer focuses onto Anubarak, takes him down. Zarya getting chased by Tassadar, the slowest kill fight of all time with only lasers. They're finally able to finish it off though. But as the boss will push in bot lane, the shots will take out the bottom keep of SOA.
Wow. Okay, so they traded a keep for a boss, basically. Also, 4 deaths to 1. It was a nice call by SOA. I have to commend and highlight and credit their decision making here. They knew exactly that Tassadar was not available for a couple of seconds because he just teleported back to base, and they immediately went for the boss. And this is exactly the kind of playstyle, the kind of decision making we need to be capable of doing when you are 3 levels behind. You need to go for those risks, otherwise there's never going to be any way whatsoever to come back, especially not in Sky Temple, where all SPT needs to do is just wait for temples and sit on them. So SOA, with their backs against the wall, once again, they made a pretty good showing on the boss platform. Is it going to be enough though? They have another small time window at level 16 to potentially make something happen.
The chat has spoken with a resounding not worth from their point of view.
Thumbs down.
And I would be one to agree with them.
Me
So
too.
it was a good move to try and take the boss. But once that Dahaka comes in, you try to turn around and kill him or leave.
Yeah.
Leaving is the preferable move there.
And look at SOA. The moment they hit 16, they go deep into the enemy half of the map, and they know exactly that their only chance of coming back, their only way of stabilizing, is to go for a direct confrontation. And actually, SPT is doing them a favor. They're pushing in the top lane, so all they need to do is teleport back and make it there in time. But if SPT is smart, which I think they are, they're going to retreat and delay the teleport backs even a little bit more. Look at that.
Tas is preventing 2 ports by himself, so this is a 4v3. Tracer moving in, does not have the face shield from Brightwing.
He's chasing him all the way in the bottom.
It's just blink heal. And yeah, Tas is actually not only chasing, he might actually kill him if he's not careful. Here comes Dahaka. Speed boost, double global. They want Ariel. There's the dragon. Ariel will get destroyed here.
Yeah, eventually she's going to fall, and the strongest woman in the world is probably going to follow her example. She's following suit, and without both of the support characters, there's nothing SOA can do to withstand that onslaught. There's 2 winning conditions. SPT, they can go for the slightly riskier route, they can go for the straight up core rush, or they play it safe and sound, they go for the 2 temples. 1 temple would have maybe been enough for SOA to survive, but 2 temples, not so much. They go for the direct confrontation though.
Refreshing Archon. LEC won't stop, can't stop. Down goes Greymane. Continues to shred through. Tracer pops out of the cocoon, turns back round, and the core is under attack. 3 catapults on this. Brightwing even dropping a blink heal onto him every now and again, keeping them safe and healthy. LEC is starting to think this might be time to leave, though. They're not going to be able to take down the boss, even with that consistent Archon. They're turning it around. This is currently a 4v3. Dahaka could tunnel in here, but he's actually instead going for the shots in the top lane, so they need to escape this.
Yeah, Dahaka was not participating, whether it was a little bit of a douchebaggery move or if he's just had the bigger picture with, of course, that temple remains to be seen for now. But yeah, the Aegis was good, preventing the pulse bomb from happening. But as we see it in the minimap, Dahaka is slowly but surely winning the game.
They're still going. They're winning. They're currently still 3 versus 4.
Dahaka, that is next level BM.
Not pew pew pew. Dahaka, 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 Dahaka.
Come on.
Dahaka. Nope, there goes Tassadar.
Okay,
Bad shot, there we go. Okay. But on the bright side, that brings the kill count of SOA up to 5. So well done by them. Up to 4, sorry. So well done by them, but super perfect team. Dominant performance. That is going to be a 2-0 for them and a good old 3 points, keeping their place at the top of the table.
Absolutely. Very crucial to win this series, to not, you know, take a tie here and only get 1 point win. E-Star already failed, and when CE is probably going to win as well, so you definitely wanted to make sure that you're not falling behind here. And SPT, in dominant fashion, overcame SOA, who looked okay. You know, I've seen teams lose in a worse manner against SPT, so we definitely want to give some credit at least to them as well.